criminals, they have shared everything among themselves, mortgaged everything, but they're not telling you. That's the problem. There are educated Nigerians who are telling themselves, this whole thing doesn't, you see, we are the owner of the crude. You don't have any crude oil anymore. That is yours. These guys have mortgaged it. They've used them as collateral for the loans that they have stolen, right? They've collected the money, they've spent the money. But they're still pretending to issue that, as if to say they have this crude oil in Niger Delta. That all they have to do is just to say, hey, Shell, supply Dangote 500,000 barrels of crude oil. Is that not that? Now we get the crude oil. No, you don't have any crude oil anymore. An example of it is this. Remember what they took last year? 3.3 billion naira loan from Afrexim Bank. They use 167 million barrels of crude oil as collateral. If Nigeria no pay that money back by 2028, Afrexim Bank and others, they will come to Nigeria, and they will begin to take crude oil until they take 167 million barrels, which is valued at $12 billion. That's exactly what Boko Haram did too. Some of the loan Boko Haram took, they used the future oil prospects as collateral. And on the other hand, they are making you believe as if to say, all they will take is just to call all the IOCs. Oh yeah, hello? Oh yeah, give Dangote 100,000 barrels of crude oil. Give it to him. No, that is not true. It is part of the bubble, and Dangote knows that. And Dangote doesn't want to be deceived. That is why it's like, see, if you give me crude oil, fine. Okay? If you can't give me, also fine. When it comes to my product from this part, right? This is how much I'm going to sell it. And it's going to be in dollars. So the story once Dangote Refinery come upstream, Nigeria Naira will become stronger. Nigeria will begin to earn forex. All of these are bobo and lies that are already catching up with everybody as we speak. And that is why part of the questions you should ask yourselves is this. Say now only petroleum products, they inside crude oil. How come they are not giving you any information about diesel? Jet one fuel, which is the aviation fuel, where the plane they use, they fly. All of these are coming from the same crude oil. But which one are they telling you more? Petrol. Because they are practically saying, you know what? We'll just have to buy it from Dangote. And whatever how much you want to sell it to us, now go bear the cost. Some said, oh, Dangote wanted to sell it cheaper. How? He can't sell beyond what he buys, Abi. And if Nigeria truly have control over their crude oil, this whole noise will not be existing at all. There will be no noise. All they will just do is just what? Load the crude oil from Niger Delta, move it to Lagos, and tell Dangote, listen, if a barrel of crude oil is sold at the international market, this one will be international market. This one will be international anything. This is our own oil allocation. Take them. All right? Refine them. And in this deal, you take this, we take this. Give us the 50% of the diesel that you refine. Give us 50% of the petroleum PMS you refine. Give us 50% of the aviation fuel you refine. And you can sell the rest, but we don't get money to give you. Dangote will be fine, I think. At least. He will give Nigeria what they want from their own crude oil they give to him. And he can sell the rest, whatever price he wants to sell it to the rest of West Africa, or anywhere he wants to sell his product. But every now and then they keep telling you, petroleum. So here is the deal. They still pretend as if to say, they have control over any crude oil from Niger Delta or anywhere. They don't. And they cannot guarantee the regular supply of the crude oil to Dangote. So now, the problem is this. If Nigeria Naira and dollars, because Dangote is from Nigeria, if Dangote want to buy any crude oil anywhere, he would have to exchange his own Naira at whatever exchange rate to dollars. Dangote no they print dollars. Dangote Refinery is not in America or American economy. It is in Nigeria. Therefore, if it's going to be seeking crude oil from abroad, it will pay international price, which is in dollars. And that's why they call it a petrodollar. Crude oil anywhere is called petrodollar. Nigeria doesn't have control over their own. And here, Nigerians have now come to reality. The reality is that the imported fuel is now becoming cheaper than the locally refined products. This is why the reason is what I've just told you. Nigeria doesn't have any control over any crude oil or in mouth. The one that they were supposed to be getting legally from the IOCs, they don't sell them. They don't take and borrow money. And any small one they see again, they want to sell it. It's all about what they can get. And the money is not even coming back to Nigeria. It's going straight into the pocket of these criminals. But they wanted to use Dangote as a shield, but it doesn't work that way. Alaye said, if Nigerian naira to dollar, for example, the exchange rates crashes. Let's say a dollar is now 400 naira to a dollar. Let's assume that if Numu didn't float your naira, all right, and the naira to dollar, dollar to naira is maybe 400 naira to a dollar. That automatically can help to influence how much the end product will be on your own, in your country. And what does that mean? Let's assume that exchange rate is not 1,662 or 65 naira to a dollar. Let's say it is just 400 naira. So with that, there is possibility that when Dangote, for example, if Dangote now says 55 cents, I'm going to sell it for 55 cents. So 55 cents means about 55% of that 400 naira. So what would that be? Maybe 250 naira. So Dangote will still make profit by selling his own products for example, 250 naira. Sell it to NNPC. NNPC can then what? Sell it to the marketers. Maybe 300 naira per liter. Now the marketers, at worst, maybe they will sell a liter for 450 naira. It's as simple as that. Those who told you that once Dangote Refinery start producing, Nigeria naira will gain strength. No. Nigeria naira will gain strength against the dollar when Nigeria have more production to export, to earn forex. Me, economist too, but in a layman way, I know it. If I put 100 naira in my pocket and I spend 60 naira from it, I will get the balance of 40 naira. If you begin to do x plus 2 plus b minus y is equal to 0 with a loan share, I'm not interested in all of that. It's all deceit. If I spend 60 naira from my 100 naira, my balance is 40 naira. That's the layman way. So if Dangote couldn't have access to a steady crude oil supply, he will have to deal with whatever he gets. Similarly, naira will not crash. The dollar will not crash in Nigeria if you have no production, nothing. Before these criminals, excuse me, hang on, what happened to my microphone? I don't think my mic is fully functional. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I want everything to be sounding like sharp. And if this is not, then we have to make it sound sharp. Okay? So, if Dangote gets a supply, where was I? Production. So let's assume that Nigeria, you have improved electricity. Your industries are functional. Your manufacturing industry are functional, right? And you are producing and producing. You stop importing. Before you know it, you started like exporting stuffs and you started supplying things. So before these criminals came in, before they took over your oil industry and bastardized it completely, when Nigeria sells crude oil like that, okay, one, they will get 40% or 45% royalty from the crude oil that is being taken from Nigeria by the IOCs, right? They will also get some allocation of crude oil from these same IOCs, which is for the local refiners like the Port Harcourt, Warri, and other refineries, right? So with that, you reduce importation of crude oil, which means you don't demand for forex or dollars that much anymore, right? Rather, you are now producing so much that you are exporting. So people buying things from Nigeria, you can decide to sell your stuff to them by selling it in dollars or in naira, and you can earn forex, so much of it. And when you have enough forex, your naira will have something to stand on, strong, reliable. But once these guys came in, the first thing they did was to attack the oil production in Nigeria. Yes, Nigeria was losing over 700,000 barrels of crude oil every day for straight 7 years. The remaining ones that they were able to kind of get, right, which is the supposed allocation of crude oil from the IOCs, and they sell them. And the money, gone. It got so bad that NNPC in Nigeria was no longer remitting any money. Like, people don't even know how much Nigeria is making from crude oil. They will tell you, Nigeria is producing 1.6 million barrels a day. Nigeria is producing 1.3 million barrels a day. Ask them, where is the money? So no production. The production is dead. The manufacturing sector is almost dead. Nigeria depends, almost 80% of what they use in Nigeria is imported. So where is the Naira going to get its strength from? Where is the supply of the forex going to come from? So that is why now they are begging Dangote that, everybody that, one thing is this. If you sell, please, if you want to sell your product to other people that will give you better money, we just want you to do it through us so that we will know the money that is exchanging hands. So as you are selling, we know how much you are getting, so we can have some cuts from the forex. These are the liars who told you that the Nigerian Naira will gain strength. Right now, Dangote said no want Naira. So yesterday, when they said, guys, if a liter of petroleum is sold, if a liter of petroleum is if a liter of petroleum is sold for 1,000 Naira in your area, it's not our fault. And Dangote, they sell them to us for this price. And Dangote was like, shut up, guys. How can you say that? They quickly released a statement on your screen. Our attention has been drawn to a statement attributed to NNPCL spokesperson, Mr. Olufemi Shoneye, that we sell our PMS at 898 per liter to the NNPCL. This statement is both misleading and mischievous, deliberately aimed at undermining the milestone achievement recorded today towards addressing energy insufficiency and insecurity, which has bedeviled the economy in the past 50 years. They still don't tell us how much, but we don't find out already. Dangote, we urge Nigerians to disregard this malicious statement and await a formal announcement on the pricing by the Technical Subcommittee on Naira-based crude sales to local refineries, appointed by His Excellency President Ebola Ahmed Tifnumbu, which will commence on the 1st October. Now, this is the latest. So what they are now saying or telling Nigerians now is that Dangote is only selling the crude oil he bought. The Naira to crude oil sale, now October it will start. Remember that guy who said they are going to supply crude oil to Dangote from yesterday, and then it's going to be in Naira, and they will be buying it from Dangote in Naira. It's misleading. They are still fooling you, or they are still fooling those who want to be fooled. The bottom line is this, ladies and gentlemen. You will buy a liter of petroleum in Nigeria, whether not Dangote, because it's going to get to a stage whereby it's going to become obvious that Nigeria can't give Dangote any crude oil. And once that one is ascertained, Dangote won't have to worry himself. He's already opened the channel with others who can supply him crude oil from Brazil, from United States of America. He is already looking for markets for his products. It's not just petroleum, including diesel and the rest. So he's already looking for markets for them. in other African countries. And from the record, they said even with this noise they are making, NNPCL was supposed to be taking about 90% of, they should have been taking about 90% of the product from Dangote Refinery. But they are not interested. This whole thing is a jamboree, right? On record, on paper, it's going to be about 50%, not 90 or 90 something percent has been touted. It's about 50%. So the remaining 50% or so of anything Dangote refines is going to be sold to other African countries, not to Nigeria. At the end of the day, the owners of a refinery in Malta, they have decided to try to show all of you that now they shout Dangote, Dangote, Dangote. Hell yeah, now, if you can buy Dangote refinery, Dangote oil, at the rate of, see this one, oh, Sokoto, they say for Sokoto area, now like 1,000 naira, NNPCL. This is NNPC price, oh. All the price you are seeing on your screen. This is not like the price you are going to buy it, oh. Are you with me? If you go to NNPC depot, they will sell it to you for per liter 999 naira 22 kobo. If you go to Oyo, you will buy it for 960 naira per liter. If you go to Kaduna, 999 naira, like 1,000 naira. If you go to Borno State, like over 1,000 naira. Jigawa, Yobe, Katsina, Zamfara, Bauchi, Gombe, Adamawa, Plateau, Niger, they will be buying it for over 1,000 naira per liter. And an NNPC. So imagine all these places that have no NNPC depot, they are likely going to be buying it for 1,002, 1,003, 1,004 per liter. But those of you in the southern part of Nigeria, like Oyo, Osun, Ogun, Lagos, yours will never be less than 950 naira per liter. And NNPC, so which means if you don't have any chance of buying from NNPC depot, you're likely going to be paying more than one, even in Lagos, you'll be paying more than 1,000 naira per liter. So this is what they have achieved. All of you we probably are waiting for Dangote Petroleum and all of that nonsense you've been waiting for since. It will be obvious now that it is actually cheaper to import the petroleum, pay subsidy, as they have been doing. And then the status quo will continue. The whole noise about Dangote, this Dangote that will end in tears. Sad. Their media are already telling everybody, imported petroleum is cheaper. China only petrol, the crude oil in it. I think I've said enough. If you don't have consistency, if you cannot guarantee steady supply of the crude oil, you have no chance of determining how much Dangote is going to sell its products. And it's just a matter of time before another alarm will blow and they will tell you that they will probably just have to just keep importing. Others are believing that this whole thing, they just plot them to make sure, say, by the time Dangote is ready, all of now will just be paying through your noses for a liter. You will never buy a liter of petroleum less than 1,000 naira, whether na Dangote or whether na Malta. So finally, you realize that you have been scammed. You have been scammed. So what are you going to do about it? Well, time will tell. So I will leave it at that. So if you don't get all I said, then maybe I can't really help you further. You probably should listen more to Wale Idu and Co. and other paid hacks on TV, online, telling you economic this, economic that will justify the shaggy that is about to be unleashed on you. That's on you, not on me. Brethren, all who returned back to Nigeria yesterday in the middle of the night and see the caliber of people that welcomed him at the airport. Gandola, the Babariga mobile banking CEO of Kano, a thief. Patawale, the Boko Haram Fulani terrorist patron, founder, sympathizer, as well as other criminals of APC, Egbekebe, when armed robbers, pickpockets, treasury looters are there to, terrorist sympathizers running a country, welcome the drug lord, dear Lord. But before that, I remember this.
Wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ bí ọ̀rọ̀ epo àwọn á di 200 á di 5. Ẹ fọkàn balẹ̀, a máa gbé wálẹ̀.
Ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀, ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀.
Ẹ lọ fọkàn balẹ̀ o. Jagaban Karim.
Àsìkò òǹgbẹ lọ́tún lósì, ẹ̀mí ò sì káàrẹ̀. Jagaban Karim.
Jagaban Karim. So last night, Kalu returned to Nigeria. And this morning, he was in Maiduguri. Let's take a look at his arrival. That's what he didn't enjoy in London. Remember, he's back to the shithole, a place called the crime scene, Nigeria. So somebody said he's really testing that his new aircraft from China to London to Abuja to Maiduguri and maybe to US in the next few hours. So this morning, fair enough, they took him to Maiduguri. Baba, a place where tragedy just happened. Baba, they still do royalty, royal father, this and that, you know, that kind of thing, like as if to say they were in Maiduguri to go and commission new gigantic manufacturing industry or something. People died simply because some lowlife, some criminals, corrupt rogues from that part of Nigeria swallowed nearly 170 billion naira in a space of 2 years. The recent one is that of 860 million naira ecological fund that could have prevented the disaster. They still did a red carpet for Kalu. Like people died. Millions of people have become homeless. The whole city is still underwater. They have to treat him like a royalty. It is Nigeria. And straight from there to the Shehu of Borno's palace, where he said, I am here to pay my condolences or something. I had to stop by here.